In the next video, in our workflow for boundary surveys, we want to take a look at what we're going to do with the monuments we find here. And I want to take a look at found monuments and creating projected positions for the other monuments. So we took a look at entering the 3 deeds that we had here for tax lot 13 that we're working with. We showed you how to delineate those so you can keep track of what's what here. And typically, I'm going to have to make at least one trip out here and tie whatever existing monuments I can find so I know what's out here. Right away, when we see we've got this gap here to deal with, and in this particular survey involves a boundary line adjustment to accommodate that, I know that I'm probably not going to be able to do it all in one trip. Probably going to have to go out there, tie down what's there, come back and might have some more research to do. I may want to put together some different scenarios for how the monuments that I tied fit with the direction I need to go on this survey. So real common for me to go out there and at least put in a basic control loop and sort of start to figure out where the heck these monuments are that are out there. But I've got 4 monuments that I recalled here called recalled as tied pins. These are some pins that I found out there. And I want to just zoom in here and kind of show you what we're looking at here. So again, I'm using colors to differentiate. I'm using line types to differentiate. And I see that the CP2, 1-1, 1-4-1, 4-4, I can take a look at these a little more closely just by opening up the traverse view. And I can see that I've got basically one of my control points and then 3 other points that I tied from that just to kind of figure out what's out there. I put notes on those. So here's a 5/8 with a yellow plastic cap, 1084. So I'm going to want to go back and take a look at the records, survey records, and probably I'll find or hope to find a record of survey that this surveyor, 1084, set this monument out there. I've got some other monuments that were galvanized iron pipe, a 3/4 inch galvanized iron pipe. And these are things I would hope to find in the record that someone set that and called these monuments, so I know that I've got something I can hang my hat on out there. And I want to just tell you that I'll come back now with these monuments that I found and try to start making some good decisions about this. But the other thing I'm likely to do when I get back is I'm likely to start putting together pin projections. And I just want to show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to tag this next traverse down here. I'm going to come back and turn off tax lot 13. And I probably would want to change colors on this just a little bit. So I'm going to go into the traverse drawing settings. I can do that from the traverses manager or the drawing itself there. And when this comes up, I'm going to go to the control points. And instead of a red color here, let's just use a little bit different color, like a dark cyan or a dark green would be good. I'm going to leave everything else exactly the same. But now I can see that I've got my found positions there in red. And I've actually pretty sure that I can come up with this corner of this tax lot that I'm interested in if I hold some of these deeds, or if I go back to these original surveys and do the measured bearings and distances through this control point here and this control point here. I'm going to be off a little bit on a couple in between. And I can do the random inverses and, take a look at how much that might be off. Let's just do one of those quick. Let's do a random inverse. And I'm going to tell Traverse PC what's the difference between, I'm going to pick that point symbol there. And I'm going to pick the point symbol for this other point, this green one here. And I could pick end of line, or the point labels really wouldn't matter how I did that. But I've got just under 2 feet of difference there. And of course, those don't really line up too well with how the deeds were put in based on the deed calls. But that's part of what I'm going to reconcile before I'm all done. And I'm really, interested in finding what monuments are there, and then how I might use those monuments to get myself down to the starting corner for this tax lot 1300. So I'm going to spend some time here. I'm also, once I've kind of figured out where I want to be on these projections here and where I want to place this lot, I came down and said, you know, I've got some other adjacent lots down here. And when I finally go out to do the survey, I'm going to just look for these. I'm not sure I'm going to find anything. Maybe there were no monuments of record, or the record wasn't very good. I had a hard time kind of figuring out what might be there. But I'm going to create a projected position for those and search for those. And of course, if I find any, then I'm going to treat that as a found monument, come back to the drawing board, and I may change my decision about where to hang my hat on this. But I want to spend some time taking a look at what I found for monuments, projecting places to look for other monuments, and then sort of doing the due diligence necessary for me to do a good job on this survey.